Okay. Enchanted Raven, 1 mana, 2/2 Beast Druid card.
I'd say it's pretty decent.
I think like Druid or Beast Druid is going to be like actually reasonable now. The only question is it worth playing because Young Druid might just be better.
I mean, can you not play a Yawk in a Beast Druid?
Yeah, I mean, but okay. Well, I guess I should rephrase. Is like Token Druid just might be better.
I don't know. This card seemed pretty good, and you already had like people trying to play Beast Druid with the Ishari card and whatever.
The Beast Druid that came out with Old Gods, like the deck that was used at EU versus CN, for instance, that like JJ and Sensitive tried to play was like really aggressive. But I feel like you're better off just trying to make it a mid range deck, like mid range hunter.
Yeah, maybe yeah. I feel like this, like you heard, this is not gonna affect the meta much. The set, so I mean, there's not that many aggressive decks right now,
Right,
right?
but I think you can make it
But,
like a reasonable like mid range Druid deck with
I feel like this is one of these cards that you don't want to include in your deck because it's just garbage if you don't draw it on turn one. You know, it's like one of these cards that it's like decent in stats and mana wise, but like you don't want to use a slot on it. You know,
right.
just
But
like one of
well,
these cards to me.
if you combine it with the next card, Menagerie Warden, 6 mana, 5/5, Battle Cry, choose a friendly beast, summon a copy of it. On seven, on turn 7, you can like guaranteed, as long as you have these two cards in your hand, even if you didn't draw on turn 1, you can guaranteed get like a poor man scenarios, like two twos and a 5/5 for 7.
It's a pretty poor man scenario. But
Yeah, but like that's a worst case scenario because the
yeah.
the the dream for Menagerie Warden is you know get like a Druid of Claw or something like that. But I think it's fine
This
because
card's
like
actually
because
pretty good.
even if you draw it like later on, because if you draw it like super later on, where you know it's like turn 8 or 9 or 10, you're like, well, I've already lost the game, and I'm just kind of hoping that I draw the perfect card right now. But if you draw on like 6 or something, you could just play it with whatever, like literally.
The thing is, if I play, I wouldn't play that card in a mid-range deck. Maybe instead of like a Living Root, but
Well, I mean,
eh.
when I said okay, here's the thing: it's not nothing's ever going to be like the old mid range druid, where you
You get, you get
where
combo.
you could like beat people up and still have a lot of card draw. It's like the mid range decks from now on are going to be like mid range hunter, where you're gonna have to you just run out of cards at a certain point, and you just hope that you kill them by turn like 10 or
Yeah,
12.
that's why I wouldn't play this. That's why I wouldn't play this card. Anyway, Menagerie one's pretty good. That's fine.
I don't know. I feel like Enchanted Raven would go at least a one of in a beast druid deck because there's not many like great beasts to choose from in the first place, and then it's already a 2/2. It's not the greatest, but it's like you get a one mana 2/2 is like way better than like a raptor, for instance, or a crocolisk,
Yeah, maybe.
and you can fit it in whenever. Like it's like understated how easy it is to fit in 1 mana because you're always like floating 1 mana here and there. If you, I mean, even if you don't draw on turn 1, is what I'm saying. Anyway, Menagerie Warden, 6 mana, 5/5 Battlecry, choose a friendly beast, summon a copy of it. If if Beast Druid becomes a thing, this has to be 2 up. I think it seems like very situational and conditional, but
Yeah.
everyone said that Call of Wild was too expensive. You can't put 2 in it, but then everyone just ended up putting 2 in it.
I remember no one played it for a while until
Yeah,
people started playing it again.
I think this is gonna be a
Uh,
2 of, and then like I think instead of thinking, oh, it's too situational, I think people would just like kind of shove it in and make it so that it's good. Like you put double Stranglethorn Tiger just to make sure that it works.
yeah, I'd like this card. This looks like a good card.
The dream is like Druid the Claw and they can't deal with it, or you just go Stranglethorn Tiger, and then you go 6 mana 10/10. Pretty good. 6 mana
I
10.
mean, if you get like anything that's higher than 3 mana, it's really good.
Yeah, so I think like the first thing I'm gonna do is just like put double Stranglethorn Tiger in my deck, play double Menagerie Warden, and then just like lol all of the people whenever I draw that combo. Turn 5 Stranglethorn Tiger, turn 6 Menagerie Warden. 386.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's just gonna be a 2 of in every Beast Druid deck. If Beast Druid becomes a thing. If Beast Druid becomes a thing, this has to be part of it. Otherwise, like, why are you playing Beast Druid? You know.
Beast Druid Elegio.
Alright, Moogling Portal. Restore 6 health, summon a random 6 cost minion. This one's like weird to me because you can't just play it on 6. And you could. You okay?
Yeah, you
don't
can.
die. Wow. I think...
That's such a weird. I don't think this card's gonna get played. That's weird. It's like a decent card for the mana, but like it feels so clunky. But then again, if meta is slow, it's gonna be a good card.
you could play it like Ram Druid.
Yeah, it feels like a Ram Druid card.
Because you need healing at some point, and this is one of the best healing cards in the game right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Like every other class that wants to play control, like Priest would like love this card.
I just feel like it.
Or like
yeah,
control,
yeah.
or like Warrior.
That
Or
would be a great priest card, but like it's just like it doesn't fit in Druid. I feel like it's like you just play the Menagerie Warden. It's like a better Druid card, you know, because you're gonna be proactive and not like
yeah,
reactive. This is like a reactive card.
yeah, exactly. Although you could just get Argent Commander and be like, "Here's your proactivity. We got him. Take him to Northrend." But yeah, this seems like a control card. The one thing though is like you can get this off of Raven Idol, and it really changes Raven Idol stuff because it gives you more healing possibilities. And this is like a really nice card. Like, say you get this in like a couple like conditional cards like Mark of Nature and Soul of Forest or something, and you're not convinced that you can get those off. You're like, well, this is always going to be something, and I need the health and stuff like that.
Yeah, but 6 mana is really expensive. It's like a whole turn.
Yeah, but you get as long as you don't get like a shitty card or a shitty minion, you get your mana's worth. And you're kind of coming back on the board. You're kind of like, it's a really good comeback card because you need to be able to heal sometimes, and then you probably get a reasonable 6 mana card or mana minion. So you play this and get like Karen or Sylvanas or something, and then you're
that's always it.
And you're like, yes. And the worst ones are like 4/4s. Like the absolute worst cards are like 4/4s. You can get like both as well. Both is like super heal. The worst one by far is a 2/3, but it's like 1 in like 50 or something like that.
Wait, what's a 2/3 for 6 mana?
It's the Corrupted Seer.
Isn't it a 2/4?
2/3.
Sure. The Murdoch card, right?
Yep.
That's a card.
That is a card. Don't argue with the caster about what the stats on cards are.
God, that's card. Horrible.
I've seen some crazy cards. But yeah. Corrupted Seer.
Anyway.
So there's like a bunch of 4/4s. There's like the Fizzlebang, who's a 4/4. There's the Nerubian Prophet, is a 4/4. There's like a few cards that are 4/4s. But there's only like 3 or 4 of them, and then there's like a 2/3, and then everything else is like at least like a 5, or there's some 4/5s obviously like Black Knight, but most of them are pretty good.
You wanna move on to the Hunter course?
You don't like talking about stuff? Anyway, next one.
You talk too much about stuff. You like keep hanging on the card and like keep repeating yourself. Like if you review cards, like just take forever on one card.
Sometimes these things require discussion, Faramir. Okay, people want to.
You discussed about 10 minutes about Enchanted Raven and 1 mana 2/2 that like does nothing.
There's a lot to talk about. Okay, it's the best statted card since Zombie Chow.
Oh god.
Lon Warlock card.
Frostwolf Warlock, hey, rest in peace.
You gotta talk about these things, okay? Anyway, Kindly Grandmother, 2 mana 1/1, death rattle, so summon a 3/2 Big Bad Wolf. You want to know what the Big Bad Wolf looks like? That.
I actually like this card.
Well,
better than a 2/3. Better than a 3/2.
Yeah, basically, I actually like this card. This card is like really, really good.
Well.
Also, there's a possibility that this card is able to proc or able to maybe hold on, I need to look through my collection. What's that?
Huntmaster.
The card, not on Huntmaster, obviously Huntmaster. but the card we got last set,
Hmm?
it procs death
King's,
rattles.
King's Alex? Oh, you
Forlorn,
mean
Forlorn
Princess go around?
Stalker. Forlorn Stalker.
Oh, that one. I don't think that
Because
card's
there's
ever
more
gonna
death
get played.
rattles. Yeah, probably not, but it's just something to keep in mind. That like old.
For arena guys,
Well,
and a good
no,
arena
because
combo.
sometimes old cards don't get played until later. Like Totem Golem didn't get played until we had Tunnel Trog, or like
What? Yeah, didn't get played because Shaman didn't get played. What are you talking about?
that's what I'm saying.
Sorry.
That's exactly what I'm
Sorry.
saying. Like cards sometimes don't get played until other cards come into existence.
Yeah, but the Fallen Soccer like literally doesn't like it's a turn 3 card and this is a turn 2 card. Like it doesn't make sense.
Right, but if you pick it up later, then it makes playing this card much more palatable. If you have more death rattles in your deck.
No, you already have to have it picked up.
I'm just saying in general. Like we have to be on the lookout for other cards making it in to the meta because of the cards that like maybe they synergize with cards in this set.
If you say so. I don't think Fallen Soccer is ever get played.
Just saying.
But it's not a bad card.
Just keep it in mind. Just keep it in mind. But yeah, Kylan Grandmother, I think it's going to be like auto include because now people are playing like Huge Toads. Like, of course he plays over Huge Toad.
Yeah, I think so too.
Cloaked Huntress, your secrets cost 0. If you play secrets in Hunter, you will play this.
This is actually a sick card. This is like better than Current Toy Mage. Like way better.
Yeah, because stats are better. And indefinitely cost 0. Yeah, it's just like it's almost
Yeah,
it's
like multiple secrets.
yeah, it's almost objectively better. Unless you want to smork.
I mean, Mage Secrets are 3.
What?
I don't know. Mage Secrets are 3 mana, so there's that.
Yeah, true. The thing is, no hunters really play secrets right now. But if you do play secrets, then you want to put this in your deck.
I mean, it's pretty much the freezing trap, right? So.
And you could make the argument that because this card exists, you'd like to play more secrets because it makes it more palatable.
Yeah, this might not be a bad card.
It's just hard to fit in because like Hunter has not that many slots. I guess it has a few slots. Some of the cards aren't that great, I suppose.
No, you can fit in secrets if you want to, but like then again, you don't have scientists anyway. Huh?
Yeah, but I feel like you could definitely fit both Kindly Grandmother and.
This is a good swing card if you play secrets, definitely. And again, if you have secrets, you don't draw this card. It's gonna be a sad day for you.
All right, next card, 2 mana, secret, Cat Trick, secret.
Oh, that's a new secret.
It's a new secret, except it's not a trap. It's the first secret that's not a trap for Hunter. After your opponent casts a spell, summon a 4/2 Panther with stealth. So
Oh, you're right. It's not a trap.
You get a Jungle Panther.
I mean, it's kind
of like a trap, right? It's kind of like Dart Trap a little bit.
Yeah, or like Bear Trap.
Anyway, so yeah, Bear Trap, you get Armford Grizzly. For this, you get Jungle or Jungle Panther.
Oh, then the Cloak Hunters might be better than I thought, because I didn't know there was a new secret. That's actually pretty good. I like this card. This is a great card. You can afford to us.
Cat Trick feels a lot like Bear Trap.
This is a great trap.
The thing is, like, what if people don't usually like to play spell. Like, why would they play a spell if you have nothing on board? That's the thing.
Sure, but like imagine you play that with a Claw Hunters on like turn 3. Just take that on turn 3 as a turn 3 play. And that it's so good. It's like if they use like remove at any point you get a Stealth Panther, which is like it's like a 3 mana card you get from a 2 mana trap.
Well, okay, here. Let's just put it out there. Any secret you play on turn 3 with Cloak Hunters is going to be a good play. Like Freezing Trap or whatever.
Sure, but this is the more board centric play then.
Alright, sure.
Like I guess you can play like a Beer Trap, or like a Cat Trick and 2 Freezing Traps, something like that. Or like maybe 1 Freezing, 2 Cat Tricks.
Blizzard Holy Nova, you get fucked. I'm pretty sure that it's after the spell goes off.
Yeah,
because otherwise it would be absolute garbage. It would just be hot garbage if like the AoE just killed it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm like, there's no way that it just dies to the AoE, because it would just be so bad.
Yeah. This card's actually pretty sick. I actually like this card a lot. It's like
I,
Bear Trap. I like Bear Trap.
well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I think it's just gonna be like Bear Trap, where we see occasional play. It might see more
Yeah.
play because of Cloak Huntress, but it's going to
Yeah.
see like occasional
Sure.
play. It's not gonna be like auto include or anything.
It's gonna be like a one-off. Like,
Yeah, just like throw it
might be
away.
like there might be like 3 different traps in the deck. Then like you might play like one bear, one this, and like a freezing something.
Yeah, and then the opponent's like,
Like,
which one is it? I don't know. Go back to the old days of Hunter when you just like when you just
is
go
it
freeze with them.
explosive or is it snake trap?
I know. That was actually the worst.
uh,
They have like a knife juggler on board, and all your guys have 2 health, and you're like
uh,
no, and you're like no, not this.
Where's
not
my
like
slab? Oh no!
this. And it was like an actually important match. It's like to qualify for like a huge tournament, and you're like, oh jeez, oh no,
God.
not like this.
Not like this.
Oh my god. Alright, Medivh, we're up to mage cards. Medivh's Valet. 2 mana, 2/3 Battlecry. If you control a secret, deal 3 damage. This is like
Good. It's bad.
what?
It's good. It's bad.
What do you mean it's bad?
It's bad. It's a 2 mana, 2/3. That's a 4-drop. At least.
But you deal 3 damage. That's like a Frostbolt. Or a Dark Bomb.
I guess you can aim it, which makes it better.
Yeah, I think
But still, like,
I think
what?
you're starting to come around. Okay, if you think of a Dark Bomb as 2 mana, and if you think of a 2 mana 2/3 like 1.5 mana, because it's like you don't just play a 2 mana villain 2/3, so you get basically 3.5 mana for 2, as long as you have a secret up. So as long as you're playing secrets, this card's really good, like really good.
But like this is like a Tempo Mage card, but Tempo Mage doesn't play secrets, you know.
It could if you have the right incentive.
I don't really play nowadays. Nobody plays Mirage anymore because of Doomsayer.
You can just play Ice Block.
Or just
Just play Ice Block, no big deal.
the like Chinese list. I think it's like this is a card that you can play on too if you, or it's a weak 2-drop.
There's cards you can play. You can play like Effigy. You can play like.
I don't like this card.
I think it's good enough that you could put a couple secrets in your deck in the Temple Mage deck.
No, I don't think so. I don't think this is good enough. Like the 2/3 and just 3 damage like as a 4-drop. It's like a board control card. You know, this is like a card you play in Freeze Mage. Yeah.
Temple Mage is
This is-
Temple Mage is kind of like Freeze Mage, by the way. These days, it's called Temple Mage, but it's more like Value Mage.
Yeah, whatever.
You,
right?
you
Like,
wait
this
you
is
wait
the-
till turn 5. Like anytime I run into a mage on ladder and they don't do anything on turn until turn 4, I
Yeah.
still don't know what they are. You know, because they could
This
be setting
card-
up for a huge Flamemaker turn.
I think this card is like the Sap of Cthulhu, you know? It's like, it's not a turn 3 card, even though it says 3 mana. And, or in this case 2. And like, it's just a pure board control card that's gonna die instantly every time. Like after turn
Yeah, but
2.
that's what Temple
Normally
Mage
play.
does. That's what Temple Mage does.
No,
They-
no, it doesn't. They
No,
have a Flame Waker in there, fucking water elementals. They don't die easily. And this like such a weak card because like you play it on 4, and then you have like 2 mana, and what do you play? You play another one of these, or you play another removal? Like
Well, first of
It's
all,
like-
I was imagining you played on 5 because I wouldn't. A lot of times the secret just gets procced. So you play a secret, then you play on 5, and then you kill something, and then you have a 2/3. Like dealing 3 damage, you kill most early game minions, or you allow yourself to trade up.
yeah,
It's a
I don't-
really,
I don't like.
it's a really.
I don't like this card.
All right, we're gonna agree to disagree.
So it's so
I
weird.
think
Yeah.
I think as long as you play, as long as you put secrets in your deck, this is an auto include, and I think this might even spur people to like this card might actually spur people to put secrets in their deck.
I don't think this card's gonna see play. No, I don't think so. Because it doesn't fit in either deck really well. It doesn't fit into like a Tempo Value Mage. It doesn't fit Fixed Mage. I wouldn't put this card in my deck over anything else I have. Like you'd have to put this in over cards you have, and you'd have to put secrets in over cards you already have, and that makes the deck weaker. Total, so I don't like it.
I think I'd put it in over Face of Summoner.
I wouldn't.
Because 3 damage is a lot of damage. It's not like Disciple of the Cthulhu where it's like, it sometimes kills stuff, sometimes doesn't. Like, 3 damage kills so many things. I mean, part of the reason why Dragon Temple Warrior is doing so well is because Black and Corruptor just, like, devastate sometimes.
I don't really like it. It's
Okay.
such a weird card.
Alright. We'll agree to disagree here. We'll revisit this in the future. We'll see who's right. Anyway, next one. Firelands Portal, 7 mana. Deal 5 damage, summon a random 5 cost minion. This feels like...
This is like Strife Growth Dream card.
the Grinder Mage card.
It's like a grind image card. Like.
And Stripe Code just, like, Craig Aston over this one.
It's like a Reno Mage card. You know? Put one of those in your deck.
Yeah, it's like an extra card. It's not that great, but it's
You feel
way
good about it.
better than the garbage you'd put in your deck in order to make a Reno deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like this card. This is a decent card. Just take another one of these cards that doesn't really fit into either archetype. I don't know.
This
is another board control card.
It definitely feels Grinder Magey. It's way too expensive for Tempo Mage. You could put like 1 in Tempo Mage. I think it's reasonable to get it off.
I don't think
like,
it's good enough.
You can
I
get
don't
it
think
off
it's good enough.
like Ethereal Conjure or like or the Kabbalah Stone.
Yeah.
It would be reasonable.
Yeah.
It's like an extra thing that you can do. But I don't think you actually put it in. Crip had a huge rant about this card being just like everywhere in Arena coming up and just like breaking Arena. But we don't play Arena, so.
Fuck Arena.
Alright, next one. Babbling Book, 1 mana, 1/1, add a random mage spell to your hand. People were like saying this card's not gonna be that great. I really like this card.
This card's literally a meme. Like, look at his face. It's like, hey, hey, I'm a Watchman. It gives you a random spell. This card is such a meme.
I love it. I think this card's gonna be good. I think this card's gonna be good.
Look at this card, and you don't see him saying, hey, hey.
The thing is that Tempo Mage needed to have cards that were a bit cheaper like this to make it so it wasn't, value mage.
This card's so good as you play. You're not gonna play 1/1 to get a spell. I don't think.
1 mana.
What do you?
1 mana, draw a card.
Why don't you just play a card? You know, it's not even cycle.
Faramir, it's good enough for Yogg Druid or anything else like that in D2 as a point. You play 1 mana, you get a card. Why would that be a bad thing? That could get you out of a jam at late game as well. It's RNG, but I mean that's what this game is essentially, isn't it? As RNG.
This card is such a meme.
The tugboat occurrence.
Hey.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be put in Temple Mage card. It's basically like Spellslinger.
Yeah, it might be, yeah.
And it's really good on 1 mana. It gives you 4 cards to play on turn 1. 2 Mana Worms, 2 Babbling Books. And that's a really big deal. Because before it was like, you better draw Mana Worm on turn 1. Obviously Mana Worm's still way better. But at least you have something to play on turn 1. To be annoying for your opponent. To be annoying for your opponent if you're playing against Tempo or you're playing against Control. If you're playing against Zoo, it's like something to have on the board. And it's not just like a 1 mana 1/1, it's 1 mana 1/1, and you get something out of it. Obviously, like the RNG.
I guess this card's pretty decent. It's just nothing. It's just nothing special. I think.
We convinced them.
Nothing special about this card is like.
Well, that's the thing. Like Mage is
crap.
already in like an okay spot. If it was like a 1/2, for instance,
that's like.
or 2/1, it would be starting to become broken. Whereas, like, I feel like this is a reasonable spot.
I wouldn't call it 2/1 broken or 1/2. But
Well, you wreck Zoo pretty hard if you have a 2/1 and you draw a random spell.
No, he plays White Walker and then.
Well, he
Yes,
has,
it's a
but he
2/1,
has to
it's
play
better.
Void. That's the thing. He has to play Voidwalker.
Yeah, if it's a 1/2, it's not that good. But Just like 1/6. That's just such a throwaway card.
I
But
thi-
I think it's
I think it makes tempo mage more tempo-y rather than just being like value mage, which is kind of a big deal.
not really though, because it's like a 1/1. You know, it's like a wisp. You put wisp in tempo mage, doesn't make it more tempo. I don't think so. Whatever. Because that's just not
It's
good
a free
enough.
it's a free ping. It's a free ping afterward because you get the spell anyway. As long as it's not like a complete random or completely garbage spell like shatter.
Don't you remember Amnesiac said Shatter is gonna be good?
Did he say that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh my god. Sometimes
Everyone else said this guy's gonna be garbage.
sometimes unlucky.
Nah. It's good.
Alright, going on to Paladin. 3 mana 2/3 Nightbane Templar. Sorry. Battle Cry if you're holding a dragon, summon 2/1/1 whelps. I think this card can really finally make like a mid-range, or like not finally, the second dragon like tempo / mid-range deck.
Isn't there another card for Dragon Paladin? I think there was another card, right?
Yeah, but not specifically for Dragon Paladin.
Yeah, it was just a common
It's
card.
like a
right?
card
Like the mana
yeah.
1/3.
Yeah, it was another card that like really fit well into Paladin
Yeah.
of all
Might be a
classes.
thing. Dragon Paladin already has a bunch of normal cards that are good for Dragon Paladin. Just needs like a. Just needs what Dragon Priest used to need. It's like a card to play every turn, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like in the early game.
I like this card. It's definitely a good card. If you're holding a dragon,
During the stream, people were just like spamming Doctor 3, Doctor 3, Doctor 3. Because the 2/1
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Yeah, makes sense. Even though those are gonna spawn on the right side of that, most likely. It's like gonna be. in
I
the
think it
middle
was
of
on
that.
either side. I'm not sure though. But yeah, I think this is gonna enable mid-range Paladin or mid-range Dragon Paladin,
Yeah, I like this card. That's a good card.
and it might enable like late game Dragon Paladin. But I think it's probably better. I think right now people are starting to realize people are really good at just devising really good tempo / mid-range decks. So the control decks have to be really good at dealing with those, and it's much easier to just come up with a tempo deck. So I think this is going to be much easier to make a mid-range Paladin dragon deck.
Someone said it's a conditional, right? So Fernando, I guess that's true. It's a 2/3, right?
It summons 2 up so much better than Razorfin. I don't know if that's being facetious, like you're just being sarcastic, but the extra 1/1 is a really big deal. Like
Yeah, it
imagine
is.
imagine if Muster for Battle were someone 2/1/1s. Never will see play ever. Like
Actually,
having
it might be a good.
the 3/1/1s
It's
is
like-
a really big deal.
It's like 3 minions on board, which is not bad. Yeah, then again, it's garbage if you don't have a dragon. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this card. I think it's going to see play, especially if you see like mid-range
I think
dragon.
yeah, I think
Paladin.
you just spam. You just play it like the Temple Dragon Warrior. You just spam, or I mean not spam. You just like fill it with as many dragons as possible. Double Fairy Dragon, double Twilight
Might
Guardian.
make the Steward of Dark Stripe better too. Yeah, if you get 2, but that's like yeah. We have
Maybe.
to survive
Yeah,
for
you could
that,
put Sword
so.
Dark Shard, but I think you'd rather put double Blackwing Technician in.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe. I don't hate this card. It's a decent card. Alright.
I'm not sarcastic. It's so much better than Razorfin. You won't play it without activation, obviously. And the reason why I thought it might be sarcastic is because saying it's better than a card that's not played at all is not. It's kind of like it's like okay, sure. Imagine if Stand Against the Darkness only summoned 4/1/1s. Yeah, I know, right? It would be never played. Like, oh wait. All right, next card. 4 mana, Civil Moon Portal. Give a minion +2/+2. Summon a
I think it's like all
Tempest minion.
these cards I say I like are like decent cards. You know, that aren't anything earth shattering in this so far. You know,
Well, yeah,
it's
because
all
I think
decent
Blizzard's
cards.
really careful about not breaking the meta for the next 2 years. It's like, well, they don't want to have
I
like a
guess.
Doctor Boom for like 2 years, and it's like, well,
Uh-huh.
can't play Hearthstone without playing this card. So they're kind of worried about that, I think. But Silvermorn Portal, I think it's not very good. I just rather play Guardian of Kings. +2/+2 isn't like really good enough.
God, you mean Blessing of Kings?
Blessing of Kings, yeah, the same thing. But yeah, just rather play Blessing of Kings because you give like +2/+2. Like yeah, you can get a decent trade, but you're spending 4 mana to do so. I'd rather just have the extra health on my massive minion, which is never getting silenced anyway, or BGH'd. And Blessing's not even being played right now.
Yeah, this card's meh. Pretty bad card.
Yeah, I think just Blessing of Kings is like almost strictly better.
Very underwhelming.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that it's strictly better. It's like the 2 mana. It's like random 2-cost minions. Like, eh.
Well, it's usually 2/2 if you talk about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I guess it's some 3/2s and shit like that.
You get that Doomsayer.
The Doomsayer. Oh my god, it's Shredder coming back. I think that's why they did it.
Yeah.
They're like, if we made this 3, I think they're thinking about making 3 mana, but then they're like,
I don't think
we can't make Shredder again. We can't make Shredder again. There's too many game breaking 2-drops.
I feel like if we make a 3 mana, it's good actually. Might should be too good if we make a 3 mana.
All right, next card. Ivory Knight, 6 mana, 4/4. Battlecry, discover a spell, restore health to your hero equal to that its cost. There's not many discovery effects in Paladin. This could be a control Paladin card, but
Yeah.
is it
I
good?
like this card actually.
Is it good? Okay, here the thing about this card is that is it good enough by itself to enable a control Paladin to be a thing? I don't think so.
I don't know. If you get like a Leo hands on that, it's like 16 heal.
Eventually, you get to
Yeah.
play the lay on hands later.
But it's like an instant 8 heal, you know, if you play that and you get a 4/4. It's actually really good stats, or it's like a 4/12 for 6 mana.
Yeah. And then,
Which I actually really like.
and then, but the problem is, it's just like there's like 6, like 5.
You get like 3 trinkets, like, hey.
Yeah, exactly. There's like 5 or 6 secrets, and you're like, heal 1.
No.
It's like, no, I needed help. You're like, come on, Ivory Knight, I need that help.
Come on.
I need that help badly. Like, I'll even take a useless anything can happen just for that help. And you're
Oh,
like,
that would be good.
and you're just like, and it's just like,
Damn.
get down. You know, the 2 other secrets. You're like, oh.
You have like 10 HP, and you get like Forbidden Healing off the Ivory Knight, and like, no! Dead next turn. Look.
Oh yeah. You're just like, oh crap, that's no healing this time. Dang it.
I think if the matter slow, that's gonna be a good card. If it's not if it's faster, it's gonna be eh.
Control Paladin is a thing already, and this might even bring back anything. Nizal Paladin is like tier 3 right
No,
now.
no, it's not gonna bring back anything.
Well, okay, well, more like Paladin's being played, at least in China and some other places. But like the thing is, Nizal Paladin is tier 3. Don't get it like twisted at all. Even though Evangelion won DreamHack. Control.
The one voice.
Yeah, the thing is that Nizal Paladin is kind of like Priest was pre-standard. It's just if people don't expect you to bring it, then it can crush. But if people do, then it's really weak because it just kind of dies if people are prepared for it.
Yeah, I don't hate this card though. It's like a situational card.
Yeah.
It's good to play.
Do you think if you played Control Paladin, you put 1 or 2 in your deck?
I think you play 2. If you play Control Pound, you play 2. Pretty sure.
Get all them heals.
Yeah.
And then, although, you know what's really nice about this card? It's so expensive that you can win the Tuskar Jouster. The Tuskar Jouster Joust.
Yeah.
Get that extra 7 heal as well. Healadin's back.
Oh, the healed. Yeah.
Speaking of
I
heal.
think Paladin has more healing cards than Priest, which is funny.
Speaking of Priest, the next card on our list.
God, this is like the worst card in the set.
Purifying. They should just put like a troll face for the card art. Just like a big troll face.
What is it? What is it even good against? You know?
I don't. Okay.
Silence. Oh my god, he corruption one of my minions. Let me silence it. God, this
What?
card's good.
What could you even? like what card that like exists could you silence that would be good? No priest minions. I'm looking through all of them. Like literally all the priest minions are like not.
You play
silencing.
like Ventrico, you know.
You play.
Play Purify.
You play Ancient Watcher. Colento tweeted like this huge troll tweet where it's like, "Oh my God, priest is tier 1 again. You can play Ancient Watcher then Purify.
Oh my God.
4 mana,
The
4/5. 4 mana,
That's
4/5.
throwback.
It's so good." But the thing is, this costs 2. If it costs 1, I can understand. But why does it cost 2? Because if you think about it, Ancient Watcher is a really large minion, right? 2 mana, 4/5. If you purify that, you're actually playing 2 cards, then drawing a card. So in total, you're playing 1 card. It costs 4 mana, and it's a 4/5. You have to get a combo off in order to have a 1 mana, 4 mana, 4/5. Or sorry,
Can we move on before you
1 card,
aneurysm?
4 mana, 4/5. I'm just like, my mind just explode. Like how does Blizzard come up with this card?
It's like the shadow of this expansion.
No, even Shatter,
Absolutely.
there's like a reasoning behind it. Like there's never been
No, Shadow can't go 1-for-1.
right,
That's like
right, but
same with this card.
but neither can execute really if you think about it that way. But the thing is, Shatter.
You don't want execute to go from 1-for-1. Like the thing is, like execute, there's always going to be a minion that's damaged, but like there's not going to always be a minion that's frozen, you know. Because they actually have to play a spell for that. Like damage just occurs in game. Right?
4 mana, 4/5, and draw a card. Can't forget the card draw. Yeah, but you use 2 cards to make that 4/5. That makes sense. You have to use the card to draw the card, so it's actually just 1 card. It's actually just playing 1. It's basically just playing a Yeti, except you needed the combo to play the Yeti.
It's cycle, you know. You can just do it on like whatever minion. You know?
If you really need to cycle somehow.
God, this card's garbage. Alright, next card.
Okay, I wanted to. This is worse than Shatter. Shatter, like at least there's like a reason behind it. I just don't understand like the Blizzard developers thinking behind this one. It just like it just boggles my mind, like how you can make this card. This has to at least be, at the very least, it would have to be 1 mana to even be close to seeing any play ever. Anyway, next one. Priest of the Feast, 4 mana, 3/6. Whenever you cast a spell, restore 3 health to your hero. I think that the stats by itself merits at least playing this card, especially because Priest is such a defensive class.
I think this card's bad, or like at least it's nothing special.
Right, but I think the
Sure, it might.
I think it's a really defensive card, which is like what they're trying. I mean, they've never given Priest a 2 or 3 drop. I mean, kind of a 3 drop, but they've never given Priest a 2 drop. So clearly their plans for Priest are to keep it as a defensive class, and this really fits into that mold because you can trade for days with this guy and then heal it back up, and then you heal yourself while you heal it up.
I think it's like the way the game is. It's like you play a card, it gets removed. So like you need immediate impact. This card doesn't have it.
The stats are nicely
stats are decent. Maybe it makes it survive 2 turns, but you don't want to play it on 4 and then play spells on 5 because you don't want to use your heal. So it's like it's not a turn 4 play because you're usually not that low on turn 4, you know. And then in like turn 5, And it's like this card's good if you can play it on like turn 5 like a power shield, you know. It's like it's definitely not a turn 4 play though.
I think it's fine as turn 4 and play. Just format. There's this card and Water Elemental are the only 4 mana 3/6s in the game. No.
Yeah, no.
If you think about it that way.
So it doesn't make this card good because Water Elemental isn't that good either. You know?
Water Elemental.
Elemental.
Any excuse people will get to play Water Elemental, they play Water Elemental. Most classes would play Water Elemental.
I mean, I don't hate this card, but I don't think it's gonna fix Priest. Yeah, that's just it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think it's going to fix Priest either, but I think it's fine. I think it's actually a pretty good card. If Priest were, you know, tier 3 instead of tier 4, then maybe this might help.
It's definitely better than Cabal. That's that.
There's that Cthulhu card which 3/6 as well. Okay, well I forgot about the Cthulhu Priest card, but the Cthulhu Priest isn't really that
It has
Play it,
taunt
playable.
too, you know.
No, that's not the taunt one. You're thinking of
There's a
the.
taunt.
There's a taunt
There's a
one, but
taunt
that's
one,
that's a
it's
neutral though.
Yeah, it's the raging follower, whatever it's called. I don't know. Angry follower. I don't remember what it's called.
Crazed.
The
It's
3-6.
it's crazy something.
Oh, Grace something. Yeah. Grace Priest something. I don't know.
Crazy priest. No.
Nah.
That's not.
It's
No,
a 5 mana one too. And it's not 4 mana. It's 5 mana, so never mind.
Why not own that card? Oh my god. What in the world? Quay's Worshipper. I actually don't own the card.
Worshipper. There you go. Not priest. It's a 5 mana card, yeah. It's 4 mana. It's too good.
Yeah.
Would be better than Taz Dingo. So.
What's up, Emerald? How's it going? Alright, so Onyx Bishop, 5 mana, 3/4. Battlecry, summon a friendly minion that died this game. So basically, it's like.
I like the chess theme. It's a good theme.
So basically, you're combining Resurrect with a 3 mana, 3/4, which makes it better in my opinion because sometimes Resurrect, it's just it wasn't powerful enough.
But it's random, and priest doesn't have good minions. That's probably why.
The thing is, you need to
That's
like in order to
fair.
keep up in the early game, you need to actually have early minions like Pyromancer or what have you, you know. And if Resurrect was ever going to get value, you need to be a good card. But typically, you play a lot of early minions in order to not die.
Yeah.
So this is actually that. Plus, it's a body. I feel like Resurrect doesn't do enough. You might as well just have a different card in your deck. I feel like this is a lot more playable than Resurrect.
Sure, but it's still not playable. I mean, it might be playable actually. I don't know. It's like a control card for sure, because you're not gonna play that on turn 5. Because I don't know, at least the priest or the feast dies on turn 4. It's not gonna be a good card. I guess this card's not bad, but like, it doesn't fix priest either. You know? It's like another slow card that's a good late game, but you're still gonna get wrecked early game. It's like still the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to like trying to be devil's advocate, but I'm just like, nope. Yeah,
And,
it's just.
and,
Yeah.
it's, and it's also random, you know. You summon that Northshire cleric, you know. You played on turn 1, and then you, well,
If only you could discover a random minion that died this game.
that would be OP though. If you could like, sure, I guess I played a rag at some point in this game. Let's play that for 5 mana again. That's a good idea.
Easy game.
That would be OP if it worked like that.
All right. Next, we have Rogue, Swashbuckler, 1 mana, 1/1. Battlecry, add a random class card to your hand from your opponent's class. So
Oh.
the thing to like about this one is that
They want to make Pyro
ethereal.
happen.
Well, the other thing is that they want to make stealing cards from your opponent a thing. So 2 cards on the list is Ethereal Peddler, which is 5 mana 5/6, which is like good stats. And then Battlecry reduce the cost of cards in your hand from other classes by 2. So all you need to do is put like a couple Swashbucklers and a couple of what's that card called? I'm forgetting it.
Burgle.
No, not. Well, yeah, Burgle. I don't think you'd play Burgle though. You're not helping. I'm trying to find the card. Undercity Huckster. You put 2 Swashbucklers and 2 Undercity Hucksters in your deck, and that's probably enough to allow for Ethereal Peddler to be played and be really powerful.
Yeah, I like this card. This might be a make like a tempo rogue thing.
Yeah, I think Tempo Rogue can finally be a thing now. Or finally be a thing again, I should say.
That 1/1 save tempo rogue place. That's the. Yeah, I don't hate this card. Make tempo rogue great again, boys.
Yeah. 2013. 2013 wants Tempo Rogue back.
I played tempo rogue in the tournament.
Thing is, like, you could play you could play maybe a temp, and this is the thing is this also might allow for Pirate Rogue to be a thing again. So you could play like maybe Tempo Pirate Rogue, and the reason why is because you needed something that was standalone good as a pirate. All the pirates are like are dependent on something else happening, right? As far like for instance the Corsair, sorry, the Raider, you need a weapon. The Dread Corsair, you need a weapon as well. Same thing with the South Sea Deckhand. South Sea Captain requires you to have other pirates and shit. Captain Greenskins, weapon based. And then Shady Dealer requires you for other pirates. Then Buccaneer is like weapon stuff, which is like reasonable, but it's not doesn't do enough. Whereas this guy like it needs to have like a big impact, and just having like the value. I think if you're having a 1-mana card, it either has a lot of health, which makes it difficult to deal with, or you need to get a card out of it, and this guy gets a card out of it, which is a big deal. So I think Swashbuckler, you can finally maybe put Shady Dealer in your deck, and then you can maybe put together a Tempo Pirate deck. I think it might be possible now.
Yeah, agree. That's a good card.
No guarantees though. Might be possible. All right, 3 mana, 3/2, Deadly Fork. Death Rattle, add a 3/2 weapon to your hand.
This card's confusing. How much mana is that card? What?
How much mana is the weapon?
Yeah.
It's 3.
Then that card's bad.
The one thing I saw that someone
But the
pointed
one
out,
I see.
the one thing that I saw that someone pointed out was that there's no real 3 mana rogue cards, especially if you don't really want to play SI on 3.
Card.
So this could be reasonable. Maybe you don't want to play Deadly Poison because it's not worth a card in your deck.
Yeah. Because the 3 mana 3/2 weapon is not good enough. It's like, it's like a bad War Axe, and you have to play card. You have to play this card. The thing is, like, these kind of cards are actually usually not that bad, but it's just like it's 2 HP. 3 or 3/3 that would be better.
I think it's possible that this sees play because there's nothing else to do on 3.
It might see it play in the tempo deck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it in the tempo deck.
Yeah, it might actually be decent in the tempo deck.
And it would have to be basically. It's not. I agree with you. That's not that great. It would have to see play just because there's nothing else to do on 3. And you're like, well, I might as well just play this.
Maybe, yeah. Might be one off. Definitely not 2. I don't think you should play 2 of those.
If you see 2, it's because people cut Deadly Poison for it.
I feel like in the deck, you can't play that many spells in the Tempo Rogue, so I don't know. Next card, like, you gotta see how that. I hate the artwork of that card though. Fucking ugly.
The fork.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of funny. Anyway, next one is the Ethereal Peddler. 5 mana 5/6. Battlecry, reduce the cost of the cards in your hand from other classes by 2. This is what would enable Tempo Rogue to come back again. Because just the ridiculous tempo that you would get from playing this card and then getting super cheap cards from other classes. Like, even if you get like some super clunky card from Swashbuckler or Under City Huckster, it's like, oh, now Consecration costs 2. Like, how broken?
That's a really good card.
Yeah, it's like, and depending on how many other cards, and all of a sudden, like Burglar, like what's it called? Burgle is like -1 mana if you get 2 things that cost more than 2.
Yeah, it's a really good card, especially because it fits in the curve. You steal cards early, and then you play that on 5, and you already have the cards.
And you play on 5, and it has really good stats for it. So
also, like, also does good stats. So it's actually a really good card.
Yeah, the thing is, without Swashbuckler, I don't. It might have been really hard for this thing to see play, but the fact that Swashbuckler is a card now, like this plus Under City Huckster plus Ethereal Peddler, and maybe put Burgle in.
Yeah.
It's like really powerful potentially. So yeah, Tempo Rogue might be back. Maybe put Pirates in, maybe not. You don't really need to have the Pirate Synergy for Swashbuckler to be a card in your deck.
Okay. Alright. Next card.
I need to use the bathroom. Be right back.
D2 drinks too much, that's why he has to go pee all the time. Unless he might have a bladder problem because he's old, you know. Who
I
knows?
don't think he's that old.
It's like almost 30. It's pretty old.
I'm almost 30.
I guess you're pretty old too.
Fuck you.
Just a fact, yeah.
Bruh. Stop reminding me that I'm old.
uh,
Holy shit. Why the fuck am I still awake?
I don't know. What's the time? 2 a.m.? 3 a.m.?
It's almost 4 a.m.
Okay. So you're living closer to the East Coast.
I live in the Midwest.
Oh, wait. I'm stupid.
I'm in the same time zone as Cora.
No, I see.
I'm literally like maybe within a 2-hour drive of her probably.
Alright. Chicago, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm in Wisconsin, but yeah.
You live in
She was in
Wisconsin?
Yeah, I live in Wisconsin.
Oh my god, I feel sorry for you.
What the fuck? What is that supposed to mean? It's not that bad here.
Have you lived anywhere else?
Yes, I've lived in Texas, and I fucking hate Texas.
Wait, what part of Texas?
West Texas, the shitty part of Texas.
Well then, you yourself say that you just lived in the shitty part of Texas, so...
Oh no, I'm not going to deny the fact that I was in the shitty part of Texas. But I don't want to go back to the shitty part of Texas or anywhere near it.
You can go to a different place that's not in the shitty part of Texas. And not Wisconsin.
It's still Texas.
I mean, you could... No, you can go to, like, California or New York or, like...
Been to California, actually, that was enjoyable. It's just expensive as fuck.
It's also very warm, but then
Yep.
The warm part isn't that bad out there because it's not humid.
Yeah.
okay. This was a card review, not a USA review, you know.
Alright.
Just saying. Just saying.
Alright, back to the cards. We're going into Shaman right now. Spirit Claws, 1 mana, 1/3 weapon, has +2 attack while you have spell damage.
Yeah, this card looks good, but it's garbage.
It's weird. The thing is, like, it kind of synergizes with the next 2 cards because you can get spell damage, the Wrath of Air totem off the Wicked Witch Doctor, and the Maelstrom Portal is really good if you have spell damage. But the thing is that if you're putting in spell damage for the sake of getting Maelstrom Portal and making Wicked Witch Doctor work, then all of a sudden you're playing no win condition Shaman.
That's bad.
Like what are you actually accomplishing in that situation? So yeah, you need to like flood your deck with spell damage, like Bloodmage Thanos, Double Drake, stuff like that, which is reasonable for Shaman. I mean, back in the day, early 2014, you used to play those cards every single time, but it either you're playing Control or you're really, really all in on Totem Shaman or Totem Minion
This
Shaman.
card bad. Very bad. This is a very bad card. This is like Cursed Blade. No, not Cursed Blade. Poison Blade, kind of bad, you know.
No. Poison. Nothing is ever going to be ever as bad as Poison Blade.
Well, Cursed Blade is, but yeah.
Now this will see people will try to make this work. I think it might be a one of in competitive play.
No, it's not gonna see play ever. Because this card's only gonna be good in the first couple turns, and you're not gonna have a spell damage the first couple of turns. You're gonna play Treacher Trog, you're gonna play Totem Golem, you're gonna play Ferals, and that means you're not gonna play this card.
Well, on stream, Frodan got this turn 1 and had Thanos turn 2 and killed a Mana Worm. So worked out
Why
pretty
would you
well
play
for him.
Thanos in Shaman though?
for spell damage for the purposes of having a good Maelstrom portal. For having a
Yeah,
good
but you can
Maelstrom
also
portal.
just play a totem golem on too, and then you're happy because that like does the same thing, and you actually have a good minion in your deck.
True.
This card's bad. Next card.
I'm trying. I don't want to give up on this card quite yet. I'm just trying to think about it.
No, this card's terrible. Terrible. Agree with me, chat. Why would you not play Global Treatments? Exactly.
Alright, fine. Alright, next card. Wicked Witch Doctor. 4 mana, 3/4. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a random basic totem.
This card's bad.
Yeah, I think I agree too. The thing is, like, totems are good if you have the.
This would be decent.
Thunder-
This
like-
wouldn't even be decent if you could summon the other ones.
You need Thunderbolt Valiant to make this card good. Otherwise, there's no real point.
It's not even good with Thunder Rebellion. This card's
It's
horrible.
good. It's good, like eventually.
No, this card's garbage.
I mean, with Thunderbolt Valiant, but then but totems are worth.
Get one totem.
Totems are
for
worth
one
like,
spell.
Yeah, I'm trying to agree with you here. Totems are worth like 0.5 mana.
Like, imagine this being a battle cry, 4 mana, 3/4, summon a random basic totem. This would still be garbage.
Yeah.
And now you have to play a spell for it? It's like, yay, we're gonna play that on turn 10. Play like 4 spells and get all the totems.
We got all
Then you-
those. We got them, guys.
Then you get Flame Strike, and you're sad.
Yeah.
This card's horrible. It's like,
You might as well play Draenei Totem Carver, and that was actually like an okay idea, and never saw play either.
yeah, that card, no, did she play it? Did she play it? Brilliant.
A little bit, but then people
Brain,
decided.
brain Brilliance.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
took it out.
It's not that good.
Yeah, if I have an agreement, it doesn't seem very good. All right, Maelstrom Portal, 2 mana, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Summon a random 1-cost minion. So power creep onto Arcane Blast.
Arcane Blast, you mean Arcane Explosion? This is a Shaman card.
Yes,
I
Arcane
know,
Explosion.
mage card.
I'm getting my cards mixed up. Too much alcohol.
I hate this card. It's a decent card.
It's the first AoE Shaman removal that doesn't have Overload. We did it, guys. We did it.
Technology's valid there. Yeah, this card's decent, but not going to see play in.
I think with the
Today's Shaman.
like the dearth of AoE in Shaman, I mean they do have AoE, but it's very expensive. It's like either 5 mana or 8 mana. People might play this like a one of. I think this might see a one of.
Yeah, this might be one of it. This is a good card, but it's one of these cards that you don't want to include because you don't want to take anything out for it. But this might see play as one of, yeah. Maybe.
By the way, I prefer to call the expansion Oink instead of Onic. Oink sounds way more fun.
This like
One
especially
in Night Karazhan. Okay, sure.
One Night in Paris.
Something like that. I don't know. All right, next card. Malchazar's. Is it Malchazar's or Malchazar's?
I'm pretty sure it's Malchazar's. But I'm not
Malchazar's?
sure.
All right,
I've never
Malchazar's
played.
Imp. 1 mana, 1/3. Whenever you discard a card, draw a card.
People telling me this card's good, but I don't agree. But I might be wrong. I'm gonna have to see how that plays out. It's like,
There's no real reason to play it unless you're playing a discard deck. Because
yeah.
a 1/3 is not good enough. The thing is, like, the Voidwalker is really annoying because it protects your other more powerful minions, which is a big deal, and it protects your face sometimes. But this
Yeah.
guy just being a 1 mana, 1/3,
Yeah, it's not a good
it
card.
doesn't
I
do
guess that-
enough as a 1/3. Like having a 3 health doesn't actually matter that much most of the time.
Yeah, I don't like this card. I don't think it does anything.
So on
It's
like,
not worth playing for just drawing a card.
by itself, we can, or just like assuming that you don't play like double Soulfire, double Doomguard, or whatever.
Even with that, I don't think it's good enough because it doesn't do anything. It's like
Well,
1-3.
Well, drawing a card is kind of a big deal because you really run a card when you play Soulfire. Then you have to tap next turn, which makes it so that you lose tempo. Like
Sure,
you gain
but you
tempo, but
waste,
then you lose tempo.
but you waste the spot on your deck board. You know, it's like a 1-3 without taunt.
Right, but we can talk about the discard deck stuff in a bit.
Yeah.
Because
That's better
there's
discard.
another card later. But anyway,
Yeah.
going to the next one. I'm going to actually skip over to Malkazar in a second, just so we can talk about that. But let's just go to the next one for now. 5 mana. Karazhan, 5 mana, summon a 1/1, Candle 2/2, Broom, and 3/3 Teapot.
Some Beauty and the Beast.
Go ahead, Faramir.
I hate this card. This is a pretty good card.
What? What?
It's like a poor man's Unleash the Hounds. What's it called? Not Unleash the Hounds. What's the 8-mana card called? Well, it's like
but they
at
don't
5 mana,
have,
it's a
but
little
there's
bit too
no
expensive.
charge.
Yeah.
Oh my! I was ready for you to just like shit on the card, but now I have. Now I have.
No,
I have.
I
to-
know. I might be biased because I like Beauty and the Beast. I know it's like.
I was about to
I
shit. I was getting
Giant
ready
Disney
for you to
battle
shit in the
mess.
card so I could agree with you, but now I have to shit in the card in your place. What is this?
It's like 5. The thing is, like, it's 5 mana, and you have.
It's a
you get
silver.
3
It's a Silverhead Knight with poor distribution.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Have I already convinced you?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's like just play Silverhead Knight.
I like it as an idea, though. It's like it's.
It's Beauty and the Beast. Oh my
Art.
god, nostalgia.
Yeah,
Yeah. Moving on. All right.
it's a fun card.
Okay. So here's where we can talk about discard mechanics.
It's force of nature for Warlock. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Force of nature.
but the distribution is kind of just like stupid though. All right.
It's like a bad forbidden ritual, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the same idea. You fill your board.
Anyway, Silver War Golem,
It's like
3 mana, 3/3.
it's like a zoo card.
Okay. I suppose you can do this in Zoo, but the thing is, you'd rather just
I
have.
don't know. I think there's gonna be like a card. In
Just
Arena
play
decks.
Silverhand Knight. If you're gonna play Zoo and have this, just play Silverhand Knight. I don't understand.
This might be a card in Reno decks.
Sure. All right, next one. Silver War Golem, 3 mana, 3/3. If you discard this minion, summon it.
Like
So-
Kaiska played about this card on Twitter, but I don't think it's that good.
So we can talk about discard mechanics now, because the thing is, one thing that we're gonna go way down to the bottom and find Malkazar. If we can find him.
Way down.
Where'd he go?
Way.
There we go. Prince Malkazar, which is a 5 mana 5/6 demon. When the game starts, add 5 extra legendary minions to your deck. And someone made a Reddit post, and the reason why you would play this card would be to have extra random cards in your deck that you don't care about discarding. And if you get a good legendary, you just play legendary. But if you get a shitty legendary, then you just discard it. And then you have a lot more time to tap and just basically cycle through your entire deck because you're discarding the entire time. So you have this in your deck. You have these extra legendaries that might be good, might not be good, but it's fine if you discard them. And then you have things like the Silver War Golem, which could be really nice if you discard. Like, imagine if you discard this, it's a free 3/3 on the board, which is like really nice. This is probably the best discard mechanic card that like exists right now, because you play Doomguard with this in hand, you get an extra 3/3 on the board, which is ridiculous. For free.
Yeah,
Like,
it's definitely better than the Imp, for sure.
yeah, free
But-
3/3. So, now you have the Imp, and then you say like all of a sudden like discard is actually becoming a thing right now, because you have the Imp, you play a Doomguard, you draw a card after you discard, you play, and then you get a Silver War Golem for 3/3 on the board. It starts.
It's not
becoming
gonna
better.
be a zoo. It's not gonna be a zoo deck then. It's gonna be like a million strike. You're gonna have to have like card draw in it because you can't keep on tapping. I feel like I think there's gonna be flames in that deck. I don't think there's gonna be like because like you still discard things, so you're still gonna run out of cards. I don't know. I mean, Silver Golem was fine, but I still don't like the Imp. Like the 1/3 still, I don't like it. It's not good enough.
Yeah, you might be right. It's a very bad reason you should know the D2, concerning Prince Malchazar. The thing is, if you've ever played a
Yeah,
discard deck,
I don't agree with that either. Like, that's like a stupid reasoning.
right? But if you've ever played a strictly discard deck, you run out of cards really quickly, like really quickly.
No, you don't.
You actually do. If
You run out of cards, but you don't run out of cards in your deck.
no,
Like,
you actually do. You actually
when
do.
does you ever reach fatigue? Just because it is card shit and keep on
Right.
tapping.
Well, it's not. It's not zoo though. It's discard, which is a bit different because the thing is that your cards are necessarily more powerful because they're discarded cards, and so that allows you to start tapping more. And if you're playing things like the 2-mana 3/2, which discards a card and draws a card, that even cycles in your deck further. And if you're playing this card as well, then you cycle into your deck even further as well. So
I don't think the discard deck is gonna include the 1/3 for one.
right.
I don't
Well,
think it's good enough.
if you do include it, then you probably want to put Malchazar in it, because that's when you start really cycling.
I don't see that. No, I don't see the no. There's not that many discard cards in the game. It's only Soulfire and Doomward. There's not that many. Like, what else does this card? Fucking Astro Comedian? Sure. But like, there's not that many cards that discard.
Darkshire Librarian, discard a random card, Death Rattle, draw a card. Titan
I mean, I guess
Evil, benefits off it, Fist Direction does as well, but they don't discard anything. You can play Succubus, I guess.
There's that one card, Succubus, right? That still discards. That's
Yeah.
Two top. I mean, I still won't play the Imp. I mean, Teapot, Silver Golem was fine, but like I don't like the other discard cards. I don't see the reasoning
I
to
think
play
it's-
Malchazar in that deck either.
The thing is, if you
think
play
that's
Silver, if you play Silver Golem, you need to play double Soulfire, double Doomguard, I think, because otherwise you're playing a 3-mana 3/3, which is kind of useless.
Twisted Drax is useless. What's Void Destroyer? No, Void Destroyer is just a card that kills 2 minions, or 1 minion on each side of the board. When you tap, right? That's Void Destroyer. And
Void Destroyers. So random. Anyway, you can move on, I think. Silver Royal Golem, again, you just need to play a lot of discard cards in order to play Silver Royal Golem. Malchazar's Imp, I think I'm going to actually try it, but I don't know if it's going to be able to work. We'll see.
yeah. Oh no, but puts Malchazar in that deck.
Alright.
I'd be like, oh wait.
Fool's Bane, 5-mana 3/4, unlimited attacks each turn, can't attack heroes. So it's like...
This card is nuts. Like,
an Assassin's
this
Blade,
card's
but
so
you can attack
bullshit. It's like you deal 12, like 12 damage
On
one
board.
turn.
Right, but how many things can you actually attack?
4 things.
Right, but
Like maybe 3.
like
If
say,
they kept
but say your
Oh.
opponent has like a Direwolf Alpha, a couple imps, and I don't know.
This card is
Possessed Villager.
absolutely nuts. Like, especially because you can save it up. Like you can play it, you can attack like for once like turn 5 maybe, clear something, and then you can like use the other 3 swings whenever, you know. This card is so broken.
All right, so the question is, do you put 2 in? Does it completely replace Gorehowl?
Yes. Fuck Grohol.
I agree. But do you put 2 in? Because it's like
That's
hard
actually-
to.
it's
If you
actually
have
tough.
if you have 2 in your hand, then it could just lose you the game.
The thing is, you can use all the charges in one turn. That's a you don't have to. I think you put 2 in, yeah.
It also has
Because
to
you can
be.
use all the charges really fast.
It also has to be
Yeah.
Control Warrior. It can't really be Temple Warrior because you really want to have damage to go to face.
Yeah, for sure. This is a control warrior card.
Oh.
This card's nuts though. That's like absolutely nuts. Like you take a lot of damage, sure, by clearing minions, but like
The thing is, when I look at this card, I'm pretty sure it's like every single Control Warrior is gonna run it, but you could lose the game if you run two of them. So it's gonna be kind of based on the
I'd still,
meta whether you run
I'd
two or
still
not.
run 2. Pretty sure. Just to draw one. Like, it's like, no, you think you run 2 for sure. This card's nuts. Nutty card.
All right, next card.
Just because, like, just imagine you play against you, right? You play some early game minions, you play like Armor Smith or whatever, play like Taskmaster, Acolyte, whatever, stay off the early minions a little bit. Then you're gonna have like around 3 minions on the board. You're gonna be behind on board like turn 5, and then you play their card, you clean up the board. You know, you clear every minion that he has,
Mm.
and then you have another one of those as a backup. You know,
Yeah, true.
you usually take that much damage. Like, clear like their minions are on like turn 5. You know, they have like a knife juggler, like a doggy, maybe like a taunt. You know, so you take like 6 to 7 damage. And maybe you use like 3 charges, maybe you use 4, you know, just clear up all the death adults, clear up all the minions. When you otherwise had a hard time dealing with that if you don't have brawl, you know. You might play 2 of these and 1 brawl, you know.
Zoo is
Or
almost
you might play 2 brawls in one of these. I don't think you're gonna see like. Yeah.
just addressing chat. Zoo is almost the only deck that is good against you. The thing is, like,
No, it's not. It's good at Shaman too.
yeah, but you can kill like a bigger thing, just take a ton of damage and armor up afterward.
Yeah, especially because it's a.
You can kill like a fire elemental, just take 12 damage, no big deal. You have a bajillion armor.
Yeah, talk about Dark Bargain. It's like. It's not a good card. Maybe it's a good card with a. I mean, no, this card's gonna be good. Like Dark Bargain, is you discard 2 cards, you kill 2 minions of your opponent, right? With 3 mana or something. It's not a terrible card, but yeah.
You take 10 damage clearing a 5/4. Yeah, that's obviously the worst case scenario. But even then, you're kind of okay with it. Because sometimes you don't have any way to deal with a 5/4.
Like
No big,
imagine you played up. Like imagine you taking like 1 upgrade in that deck, yeah.
no big deal taking 12 damage, seriously. Yeah, because you armor up. You get 10 armor the next turn by playing, or 2 turns later by playing Ancient Shield Bearer, so you don't really care.
No, it's a big deal. Taking
The
12,
problem,
but, like,
well, the problem with Control Warrior is that sometimes they can't deal with certain cards because, like, they have. There's a certain amount of removal in the deck, but not enough, some would say. And so you'd rather have this card to be able to just deal with stuff and be like a you know, an address all kind of removal card rather than just being like bash or something like that, where you can just kind of deal with stuff, and then you can just armor up later. Like armor is not the problem most of the time. It's taking repetitive damage, right? You're sitting there, you don't have brawl. Like I can deal with this card, I can deal with this card, but I can't deal with all of them. And then you just like take face damage for like a few turns. Taking face damage over like several turns is how Warrior just dies. But if you can deal with it immediately, then that makes a much bigger deal. All right, there. Talk about things for being around. All right, next one: Iron Forge Portal, 5 mana, gain 4 armor, summon a random 4-cost minion. Don't think it's worth it.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
four mana, 4 cost minion are like that's actually a really good spot because
That's kind of like get a quick run.
there's not many 4 cost minions that aren't like that great. There's like a few that are like pretty bad, like at the evolved kobold or something like that. But
It's like a good card you can play on an empty board, you know.
but the thing is, the problem is that warrior.
No, it's not good
Do
in
you-
Warrior. This is good in different decks maybe.
Yeah, but it's warrior. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's not gonna see play because it's 5 mana and you already have like the full spine and brawl on 5, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So
You're
like
not
on
gonna see that
5,
five
on 5, do you really want to be just gaining armor and playing a 4 cost minion? It's just not impactful enough on a board.
Especially because it's only 4 mana armor. If it's like 6, like maybe. Like yeah. Oh no, that's good. That's good. It's good enough.
I mean, if you attack twice and the thing is literally put damage, just focus into 1 turn. Yeah, but at least you get rid of it. If you have another way to deal with it, then you deal with it that way. But if you have no way to deal with it, then at least you're dealing with it. And then the following turn, you get to deal with whatever comes up next. And you have it equipped as well. So if you run your face into something twice, then you get to kill that thing, something else for free the following turn. Whereas if you played, for instance, Shield Slam, then you can't deal with the thing following because you don't have the weapon in your deck or hand.
Yeah, this card isn't good.
Alright, anyway. Protect the King, 3 mana for each enemy minion, summon a 1/1 pawn with taunt. So it's like the reverse, at least the Hounds, they have taunt instead of charge.
Man, imagine a card with bolster. It's like sick.
maybe this will enable bolster. Just put bolster in your deck, no big deal.
You know, imagine your opponent has like 5 minions. Like turn 5, you play 5.
Oh my god.
3/3 down.
The combo is so real. Actually, the more I think about it, how ridiculous would that be? This is the one card that actually makes bolster seem like ridiculous.
They're
Because,
like wrecked.
because-
They're like wrecked, you know?
well, because you can summon multiple minions with taunt for one card. That's never happened before. You can't. There's no other card that allows you to summon that many minions.
I don't
with
think
taunt.
this. I don't think that combo is gonna be good. Just because like, nobody warrior deals like differently with like if Zoo has 5 minions, you're gonna get brawled. You know, like, that's what happens. Because like if you like imagine Zoo has 5 minions, right, and you play this with bolster, they're like easily gonna be able to trade through the 3/3s. You know, because you give them like 5 minions.
No, they can't. What are you talking about? They really. That's actually really
You
hard.
give them. You
Yeah.
give them 5 minions. You know.
Yeah, but they have to. All their minions die in the process. Is the thing. Like imagine.
But they have like 6 mana to develop. Again, you know, it's like
I think this is fine. I think this might be a.
no, this card's not gonna see play.
I think it might.
No,
It's a very
not.
like you just need stuff. You need to just hold off certain decks, and
Yeah,
this
you're not
is-
gonna hold off decks with 1/1 taunts. You're gonna get knife shot, right?
what if you're not
This
playing
card's
against
like-
Zoo? What if you're playing against like Druid with 3 large minions on the board, and you're like, well, I'm gonna die.
You get swiped in the face. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay, fine.
This card's not good. Even though that's the bolster dream, you know.
The thing is, other than swipe, Warrior is the only class that has that's very good at dealing with 1 health minions. So if you
You have
can
the
just
shaman,
put,
you have the shaman card. You have mage ping. You have hero powers. Like they all deal with 1/1s.
yeah, they deal with hero powers deal with one health minion, and the shaman card we both said that like people can play with 1 of, they're never gonna play
Yeah,
with
but-
more than that.
You have a flame waker. You have living roots. You have there's so many things that just deal with 1/1s. It's just ridiculous.
Living Roots? Living Roots would be a really bad idea against this card.
No, you have 2 1/1s, and you know they trade, and that's like it's 1 mana card. That's a 3 mana card. You know. The Bolster Dream is alive, but
The one issue that I find with this is that, like, obviously it's horrible synergy with Ravaging Ghoul. But I think if you don't have Ravaging Ghoul, then you might as well just play this. And maybe if Ravaging Ghoul doesn't really do anything against your opponent's board, that's something else. It could be really good against Shaman as well. If they just have a bunch of totems on board, you're like, okay, well, now I have a bunch of 1/1s, and your totems don't actually attack.
this card's not good. Can we move on? Thank you.
I think it's going to see play.
Definitely not gonna see play.
Alright, well, this is our second card that we're going to...
You know, put that in your deck over Acolyte. Like, hey, stupid.
Well, okay, this is going to be a second card that we agree to disagree on. Alright, next one, Arcane Anomaly. 1 mana 2/1. Whenever that you cast a spell, give this minion +1 health. It seemed cool on stream, but it's just not good enough, I don't think.
It's horrible. It's like a 1-drop that needs you to play 2 spells on turn 1 to be good. Play that plus double circle. That card's decent.
The combos we did.
God, that card's horrible.
Infinite value.
No,
Alright,
okay, next
moving on. Runic Egg, 1 mana, 0/2. Death Rattle, draw a card. This one's bizarre to me. I don't think it's gonna see play though.
This card's so bad.
Well, you can
What?
like the idea is you can put it in.
Like, you have to activate it yourself. Like, no one's gonna ever kill that. Like, you have to put it in like a zoo deck. You don't want to play a 0 attack card on turn 1.
Yeah, true. And you're not, and it's
No.
not like Nerubian Egg where it's
It's not, you get a
insurance
4/4
yeah.
on the board, you know.
Yeah, it's
You
like
get a
you
card.
draw
Oh.
a card, but you use the card to play it in the first place. So it's just like
You might as well play tap, you know.
yeah, it's just
Might as
yeah,
well just tap.
yeah. So yeah, this card just
That
just
sucks.
just don't. Might as well play Dragon Egg.
Just don't. Yeah, Dragon Egg's way better. If you're holding a dragon, discover a dragon.
Yeah,
This
now,
might be good in the Paladin deck.
now this by Historian 2 mana 1/3. Yeah, this feels very Paladin-y because Paladin's the one class that doesn't have anything to do on 2. Rip.
Yep.
Shield of Minibot.
Rip.
But
Rest in peace. You'll be remembered as a saving grace for Paladin.
But yeah, there's nothing to do on 2 for Paladin. Maybe this is a priest card as well. Basically, classes that have nothing to do on 2 and might be able to play dragon classes. So it's like Paladin and priest, and that's kind of it.
Priest Alekigo. Yeah, this card's pretty decent. I think for
The
Paladin.
the biggest problem with this is that Museum Curator, in its heyday, like now it's bad because there's nothing to draw on 3 and 4 and 5, whatever. But the reason why Museum Curator was good in Priest Standard was because you could draw Death Lord, you could draw Dark Cultist, you could draw Shredder. There's like things you could draw in the immediate coming turns where it could be useful. Whereas now it's like you draw Sylvanas and Karen's like, well, you might as well just put Sylvanas and Karen in your deck, right? And that's the problem with this card, right? Like there's no, you can draw like a fairy dragon, but other than that, you're getting something really expensive. Like maybe you can get
Yeah,
Twilight
but
Guardian, but there's no.
But
3
you already
mana.
have the follow up, right? You already have the 3 mana, 2/3 that summons you 2/1 right?
Right. That's
Your
why
follow-up?
that's why it's specifically a paladin
This might be.
and like maybe priest card. Everything else is kind of like
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna see play in anything else. It might be a Paladin card, maybe not. It's like. It's not terrible. It's not Purify.
all right. Next one, Pantry Spider, 3 mana 1/3, 7 mana 1/3 Spider.
Yeah, no.
People were trying to like build this up, but
It
you
is
might as well play Carrion Grub and Hunter if you're gonna be playing.
It's so
You need beast energy.
bad.
I guess-
So bad.
I guess you could just do something with Druid, but what can you do with, I mean, you Mark of Yashara is one of them,
You want to play it on turn 5. with
but you
Mark
might as well
Yashari.
just play the Mounted Raptor, I think.
This card's horrible. It's 2 Void Focused for 3 mana. No.
Yeah, alright.
Moving on.
Alright, moving on. Pompous Thespian, 2 mana 3/2 Taunt, Rip Frostwolf Grunt.
Rest in peace. Why does it have an enrage on hat? It should have the Frostwolf Grunt hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, still not a good card.
Well, okay, it's probably,
No.
it's almost certain not going to see you playing Constructed, but
That's not, yeah. Nobody cares about Thresh.
fine.
3/2 is not good.
Yeah. If you're
Yeah.
ever gonna play like a super taunt deck, it's gonna be the sparring partner with Warrior, so it's already a 3/2 taunt, which makes other things taunt.
That's an interesting card.
Violet Illusionist, 3 mana 4/3. During your turn, your hero is immune.
It's interesting that this card is a neutral card. That could be a good warrior card. So right there with the
Whoa, whoa.
full Spain, you know?
What was the idea behind this that someone said? I forgot.
It has to be like with a weapon, you know?
Right. Or like Pit Lord or some stuff like that.
Yeah.
Although that's at 3 health, it's really easy to die.
I think like No, you would probably play the weapon first and then play that as like stern or something, and then just instantly use a weapon. I feel like this is like this is like designed to combo with full Spain, but it's like too inconvenient to pull off, you know.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
it's
not gonna see play, but
it's not gonna live, but it's interesting.
It's an interesting idea, but it's not gonna see play.
Zubot, 3 mana 3/3. Give a random friendly beast dragon and Murloc +1/+1.
Man, this is so weird.
It's like I think
don't
it's
think
if you
so.
only have one archetype, it's not good enough.
Like, you might have
because
like
you
a
only
Finlay
give-
in a deck, you know?
You need two, right? You need one of because
Yeah.
you can't give two dragons. Say for instance
Think
you're
it-
playing a dragon deck, you can't give two dragons +1/+1. It has to give one of each.
I think it's like you already have to have them on board, so that means you already have to have 2 minions on board from different archetypes for this card to be good, which is very unlikely on turn 3.
You'd have to
Unlike
play.
either.
You'd have to play. Where is this?
You can have like a Finlay and an Azure Drake, you know, that's fine, but yeah.
You have to play the curator. You have to fill your deck with beasts, dragons, and murlocs, and play the curator. Say you have like some high value.
This is like a win more card with like a really weird condition, you know? It's like,
Yeah, it's just not good enough. There's other broken cards that you can play that don't rely on this crazy synergy. I guess someone somewhere is going to make some beast dragon murloc deck with the curator and Zubot and the other guy. What's Menagerie Magician, and just have like the craziest, like the craziest turn you've ever seen. And it's gonna be super broken, but it's gonna happen like once every 10 games. So it's just it's like it's not that
there's
bad.
like a difference.
It's like a three. It's a 3 mana 3/3. It's usually 3 mana. It's very easily a 3 mana 4/4, and then you get the +1/+1 charge as well. But it's very hard to like make a deck with multiple things in it to make it a 3 mana 5/5, which would make it actually broken.
Yeah, that's not
I don't know.
good.
Like, wasn't there like a deck that, like for instance, the Secret Paladin. Secret Paladin. Everyone said that Mysterious Challenger wouldn't see play because you'd have to make such a ridiculous deck in order to make it work. But then it just like crush everyone. That's
Yeah, but
that's
that effect was better than this one. It's like +1/+1.
right. But
like,
giving everything
optimal
+1/+1 is kind of insane, especially for only 3 mana. And if you look at if you really committed to that, then you definitely play the Menagerie Magician as well. And then at that point, you're
The
giving
thing-
+2/+2. So it's like me.
No,
I'm
this card's
holding.
not good,
I'm
dude.
holding
Stop.
out. It might happen.
No,
I'm
it's
giving
not.
it. I'm giving it 5% odds if it happens.
No,
All right.
5%. Wow.
Anyway,
Nice.
those are my. That's what
I can. Yeah, but like, if you give it 5%, stop arguing for it. Like it's reasonable. You know, it's like fucking caster mentality. You know, it's like, hey, this guy plays horrible, but he played well, and you just got unlucky. You know.
No.
Anyway, that's a different discussion for another time.
Did you read Frodan's?
Hard. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I like Frodan. Frodan actually has the right idea.
Yeah, I've been being more harsh on
One of
people. I've been
one of
more
the-
harsh on people since then.
One of the few Hearthstone casters. It was actually good. Alright, next card.
Are you trying to say something, Faramir? What the heck?
Different discussion for another time. Next card.
Arcano Smith, 4 mana 3/2, 7/05 minion with taunt.
That's like Reynard's nostalgia card, you know.
Rayned Smith.
Oh, Shield Bearer. Yay, he's back.
It's so
He needs
expensive.
improved.
If it was
It's
3
bad.
mana, maybe, but yeah, it's so expensive.
It's
Four
bad.
mana.
Stats are bad. Stats are bad and should feel bad. It's like a 3/4. I could see it. Not like 3/2.
Alright, Menagerie Magician, 5 mana 4/4, give random friendly beast, dragon, and Murloc +2/+2.
No. Next card.
Yeah, 5 mana is just way too expensive for that. Alright, next one. Avian Watcher, 5 mana 3/6. Battlecry if you control
I
a
mean, this
secret.
card could be better because it gives
Let
like
let me say
it's
the
like
card. Let me say
no
the
no.
this.
I mean the magician might be better than this one.
Yeah, +2/+2 is a big deal, but the thing is, like, 5 mana
It's
is
like
really is a
another
lot.
win more. Another win more card. Yeah.
5 mana is so much mana to
Yeah.
get that out.
Okay. Avian Watcher.
Alright, Avian Watcher. Battlecry, if you control a secret, gain +1/+1 and taunt. At first, it seems like crazy because it's like 4/7 taunt. 4/7 is like a decent 5 mana minion, and you get taunt. Usually, taunt gets a discount or has its stats lessened, but you have to have a secret, and even if you have it proc, it's still not that ridiculous.
Card's so bad. If you don't have any secrets out. Like even if you have like, it's like a freeze mage card, you know. Whoever's gonna like, who's gonna play that card on freeze mage?
It's either Tempo Mage or it's the Hunter with.
But it's not good
If
enough for
this-
Temple Mage.
Right. Yeah.
Even
but it could also, I mean, with the free secrets from Hunter, you can maybe play it Hunter, but
yeah, actually, yeah. It's not the beast, right? Is it a beast? No. It's
no, that's the problem. That's the if it were a beast, it would be that would be a pretty big difference actually,
not.
because at least it would have the health then for the Houndmaster. I think they were maybe deciding on it, and then they're like, "Oh, it's too strong, it's too broken." But I
Looks
think
good, but
Blizzard might be being too careful. If this were a beast, it would actually be pretty strong. But they're like, no, we can't have another Dr. Boom. We can never Dr. Boom again.
alright, next card.
Alright,
If you're
Bookworm,
holding-
6 mana 3/6. This is one of the older ones. Battlecry, if you're holding a dragon, destroy an enemy minion with 3 or less attack. The biggest thing with this, it's kind of like Coda, but you actually get to target, which is a big deal.
This is not a good card. Not a good card.
Yeah, the stats are like a 4 mana.
Really
4.5
bad.
mana. So, but killing something with 3 or less attack, there's lots of things with 3 or less attack, so that's kind of a big deal. I think
It's not a big deal at turn 6 anymore.
it kind of is, if you think about it, because Fire Mantle is a pretty good card, and you're only really killing something with 3 or less attack anyway.
But you have 6 attack. And you don't have to have a dragon in your hand for it.
Yeah, true. It might be one of, we'll see.
No. It's like I don't know. I think a parallel maybe paladin card.
The thing is, it's a dragon itself, so that's kind of a big deal as well, because it gives dragon stuff. It gives dragon.
This is such a waste of a card, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be one off, I don't know.
What's it competing with? Because it's at 6 mana, it's competing with Draconid Crusher, Scaled Nightmare. What else?
I feel like just too expensive to play it. It's like 5 mana would be a good card.
You can kill like a Valet Teacher with it, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, but like at turn 6 it already had made like a million minions.
But maybe you're playing Breeze and you have no way to deal with those 1/1s, and you're like, finally,
I don't.
Bookworm, save me.
This card's not gonna be good. Okay.
Alright.
Next card.
Moat Lurker, 6 mana, 3/3, Battlecry, destroy main, death rattle, resummon it. I was actually confused about this because
Yeah.
when it says
this is weird word.
resummon it, does that mean resummon it for your opponent?
That's a weird wording. I'd say resummon this card.
I think it
But
has, it has to be resummon it for your opponent, right? Because otherwise it'd be way too strong.
What? What are you talking about?
Like, say you kill your opponent's minion. Your opponent has like some minion on the board. You kill your opponent's minion, and then when it dies, it has to resummon it for your opponent, right?
Oh.
Because otherwise,
I think what it would mean is like battle cry, destroy a minion from your opponent. That's how it'll resummon the Moat Lurker. Sounds like an undying minion.
no, I
I guess
think
so.
it is the minion.
But then this card's absolutely dog shit.
But
Like
the,
absolutely dog shit.
the thing is, oh, on stream people were saying like, oh, you can destroy your own Sylvanas and just take something, and then it makes another Sylvanas when it comes
Ah,
back.
you can kill your own stuff. That's right.
Yeah, that's
So,
why.
oh, that would actually not be that terrible. I was like, only thinking about opponent's pains.
Yeah, so this is like bizarre. The thing is like
Uh,
6 mana 3/3. It's
that's like
super
against play.
super conditional because
It's like
you
against play.
you
It's literally
better
only good.
yeah
It's literally only good. So
like
honestly,
yeah exactly you
Sylvanas
better
on top.
you better get like the dream combo off or
You
some
better
dream.
get a Karen or a Sylvanas on the board, otherwise it's
Otherwise, like 6 mana 3/3 is like way too expensive, and you don't.
I had to think about that for a second. I was like, yeah. Because like if you on your opponent, you just more extra thing, and he like, ah, guess there's a rag again. I just killed that. Guess
Yeah.
not. Get it. Okay. Moving on.
All right, Arcane Giant, 12 mana, 8/8, cost 1, lasts for each spell you cast this game. This seems like a Temple Mage card, I think, because you play
Yeah.
with the
Or Yogg Druid card.
yeah Yogg card, some sort of you put this as a 1 of or 2 of in Yogg decks where you expect
Hey,
to play a lot
you
of
play
cards.
Yogg, and then you play that for 0 mana after. Hey,
I don't think that
got him.
counts because it says
I don't
you,
know.
because Yogg isn't you.
Yeah, but do you cast a lot of spells in Yogg decks anyway? You know,
Yeah.
that was a joke.
So yeah,
I'm
that's
fine
this.
with it.
This is a Yogg
Cast.
deck card.
Yes. I can't really
Moros,
predict what deck's gonna be, but this is gonna see play, I think.
Moros, 3 mana 1/1, stealth at the end of your turn, summon the 1/1 steward. If warrior is still a thing, this deck will never see play. Because it
This
just
card's horrible. What? This card's absolute garbage. Just play Dreadsteed. So much better. Just doesn't die. God, that card's horrible.
Yeah.
Who thought what?
on stream it looked pretty annoying, but even then it was only
Just play
annoying.
Ravaging Ghoul and you get wrecked.
Yeah, it's if you ever play against warrior, they have
It's
Ravaging
a
Ghost
3
point.
mana 2/2.
It takes
on
like
2 bodies,
it takes
1 HP.
it takes 3 turns just to get to a 4/4 value, which is not even that great anyway. Yeah.
This card's horrible.
All right, Barnes, 4 mana 3/4 battle cry, summon a 1/1 copy of a random minion in your deck.
Oh, that's a good card. There you go. That's a good card.
I think people are overestimating it though,
No, I don't think so.
because
Get
You
a
have to-
rag. Get
you have to put
Emperor.
normal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Savannah.
You're saying the best
Aaron.
cards. You're saying the best cards, but you actually have to put normal cards in your deck. And when you summon a normal card in your deck, especially if you summon a battle cry, you're like, oh, well, it actually just didn't do much.
Sure, but like, gonna get an acolyte. You know, it's like this is like fits like a warrior card to me. Control warrior card where you don't play that many minions, but like just big minions, you know.
Fair enough.
This,
Summon a
this
one.
is
Summon a 1/1
definitely a good
Cartoon.
card.
Summon a 1/1
Oh, okay.
Cartoon. Whatever. You know,
Thanks.
just no big deal. I guess it is 4 mana or 4 mana 4/5 in a way, but the stats are kind of
Yeah.
shitty.
Yeah, sure, it's like
distribution's kind of shitty.
Yeah, stats aren't too bad, but you know, you have a good chance to like get a good effect of it, you know. No,
I
like
guess
it.
for like the 10% chance that you just win the game on the spot, it's like worth it. It's like, kind of like Wild Growth. It's like if you get on turn 2 Wild Growth, you just win the game. Same thing with Barnes. It's like, well, okay.
No, I like this card. This seems like
You do
a
need
good
to play in the
card.
right deck though.
Especially because they're like you mulligan for the early game anyway, right? So like, say you get like a bunch of your early game in your hand early,
Hmm.
and let's say you play like Cthulhu Warrior or like just Control Warrior with like big drops, right?
Thing
You
is,
get
yeah,
like
yeah, I see what you're saying. You have to play it you have to play it in control though. Like mid range.
Yeah, for sure.
Mid range might be worth it. Aggro like never worth it ever. So
I mean the best cards you can play with is like Karen, Sylvanas, Rag, Emperor, right? That's I think the 4 best cards. That's
Alright.
like all control cards.
all right, next one, Prince Malkazar. We already talked about this a bit. When the game starts, add 5 extra legendary minions to your deck. I think we're probably in agreement that either you're playing a discard deck or this card sucks. Because you don't want 5 random cards in your deck. If you want 5 legendary minions in your deck, you'd put 5 legendary minions in your deck in the first place.
Jewish Beetle Priest needs good early game cards for it to be good again.
Yeah,
This
Priest was never great in the first place, but it was reasonable when it had Death Lord and Dark Cultist and stuff like that.
Balance Chosen. That was reasonable. We had Balance Chosen. That was a good
Purify
card.
was too good, yeah. I agree. We're all in agreement, Juice Beetle, that Purify is the greatest card.
This card has the potential to be like a sick card. I just feel like that's like one of the cards that can be like unpredictable. Like that could be like a surprise hit, you know, I don't know. So it's like
But if you wanted to put 5 legendary cards in your deck, you just put the legendary cards in your deck in the first place.
no. Like this no, you don't. There's like it seems like a control card. You know, it's like stats aren't bad 4, 5, 6. Like if you play it doesn't have an effect, but the stats aren't too bad, so it's fine. And like say you play a control deck. Like it's like you always have the fatigue factor in it as well. Right? You have 5 extra cards in your deck.
When you draw some random legend, like some useless legendary, and you're playing against aggro, you're gonna just be like, "Why did I put this card in my deck?"
Sure, but like
And
I
if
don't
you're-
want to dismiss
and
this card.
If you're worried about fatigue against other control decks, there's other ways you can deal. You can you know
5 cards
win.
is a lot though. 5 cards is a lot. They get ahead in fatigue.
I still think this is like the best way to use this card is to go for discard stuff.
No, I don't think so. I think it got nothing to do with this card. Because like this card has nothing to do with drawing cards. You're still gonna tap anyway. Normally. I don't think this card has anything to do with this card. But like the one thing I can see it is like in a fatigue control deck.
Kotaro,
Where you just want to draw like cycle a bunch.
Kotaro,
Anyway,
we
You
realize
have like 10 cards.
we realize what it means when the game starts.
Yes, I know that's what it means.
All right.
I don't want to dismiss this card. I think this card can be good, but we gotta see. It might just be a total miss as well. I might be wrong, but I don't want to dismiss it like outright.
All right, next one, the Curator. 7 mana 4/6 taunt, battle cry, draw a beast, dragon, and murloc from your deck.
God. Can we just stop with this Beast Dragon Murloc madness?
It's the best.
It's like such cool artwork, but it's so wasted on such
If
a
you-
bad card.
So technically, if you can draw 2 cards, it's like ancient
It's like-
lore. It's like ancient lore, right? If you can draw 2 cards, then it's worth it. But then you have to make your
That's-
deck beast dragons and murlocs. So it's just like, God. Well, if you're
Man, if
needless to say, if you're playing the Curator, you're also playing, what's it called?
You're also playing these other 2 cards.
Yeah, the other thing is, and just like
Just go all in on this bullshit.
one time, it's gonna be all over YouTube. One time, you're just gonna have like the most ridiculous situation.
It's not even that ridiculous, you know. You get 3 minions that get buffed. You know, it's not even that ridiculous. It's just like
Yeah,
not even a
true.
flashy effect. Just
Yeah.
like
Yeah, true. It's not. It's like you might as well just like play
Oh, man.
Milk and get like a 12/12 Van Cleef, and that's just as ridiculous. So
But you know, Kotaro, sure, you only need Finley, but Finley's something you play in the early game, you know? You mulligan for Finley. You go for Finley before it turns 7, you know?
yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't seem that great.
All right, Medivh the Guardian, 8 mana 7/7 Battlecry, equip Atiesh, Great Staff of the Guardian, and Atiesh is this is our last card. 3 mana 1/3 weapon. 3 mana doesn't really matter, I guess. After you cast a spell, summon a random minion of that cost, lose 1 durability. Actually, you could get this off Malkorok, can't you? Oh my god.
No, you can't. You can't get that one.
Wait, why not?
Because it's not a collectible.
Oh.
You can't get Ashbringer off the Mucker either.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right. Anyway, so 8 mana 7/7, and then you get like a summoning summon weapon essentially, but you can only
Yeah.
use it 3 times.
Yeah, this one would be a good card if it's collectible. I'd
Wait.
play the card.
Say that again?
I'd play that card if it would be a collectible. The weapon.
At the ish.
So-
80-ish.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought about this card when it first came out. And I was like, this would be cool if the weapon would have like an immune effect as long as Medivh is on the board. You know, that's what I was thinking about. It's like just a random. That's not much to do with the thing. You know, just like you can't remove the weapon as long as Medivh is on the board or something. But like, I don't like just. It was just a random thought. But like, this is I don't know. It's like a bad legendary or like a good weapon. You know.
Yeah,
So is it
the weapon
to spend
itself
8 mana?
the weapon itself. This is not a 3 mana weapon. This is more like a 4 or 5. Because if you consider Summoning Zone is a 5 mana minion
0/6.
that can die, and you can't really get rid of this unless you have weapon removal, which not everyone has.
Oh, but like, see, that's like one of the worst 5 mana minions as well for the spell from earlier.
Yeah,
0/6 summonings.
I just even though it's random, even though it's like random effects, this is one of the cards I
okay.
actually want to have work because how
Yeah, it's probably not gonna get played though, because like you play for 8 mana, you equip the weapon, but you can't immediately use it. You know, you have to wait a turn.
just go turn 10, Medivh the Guardian, Sorcerer Apprentice, and then just start flinging arcane missiles. Although I guess at that point you're only getting like 1/1s out of it, so feels
You
bad.
like run 3s and play them. So.
That's true. If you think about the actual spells you're casting, it's usually like you're probably playing mage, and then you're just getting like 4.
Good tower. You're calling a 4/6 taunt good. You know.
Huh?
I don't think creators are good. Like you like that guy's like calling creator bad. I don't think creators are good. Like if you can make a deck that like plays these kind of cards, and you like on turn 7 you still have them in your deck because you don't just play one off, then sure. But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think Medivh is gonna be that great. I don't think like, the staff itself is good, but I don't think it's worth 8 mana.
Yeah, I think like Ronin's kind of like a similar situation. People stop playing him as well.
Yeah. Just because it doesn't have immediate impact.
Although to
I mean,
be fair, to be fair, if you play Medivh, like the thing is Ronin, you don't actually want to kill Ronin. You're like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
Whereas Medivh, like you have to kill him. Any card, you have to be careful with any card that you have to kill,
It's like,
right? Because like,
it's like another Strife Core card. You know?
another Strike card, the grinder mage. But yeah, you definitely have to be. The thing is, you definitely have to be careful with cards that you have to kill, right? Like things like Fandral or Thorson or stuff like that. People, I mean, Thorson people didn't
I
underestimate.
mean, you don't have to kill him.
But some-
You don't have to kill Medivh. It's like 7 attack. Whatever.
Yeah, true. Yeah, just the fact that it's 7 attack. I guess you have to kill him anyway. But you can maybe survive 1 attack from him. But if you're in a position where you have to kill something, it's always
So weak
like,
to
really
beat
powerful.
Mage.
It's so we can beat it, yeah. But I think I would say that's the biggest difference between Medivh and Ronin, because Ronin, like, you don't really want to kill him. Maybe you can put like some stupid like mirror image or feral spirit.
It was like
him.
Ronin was released when BJ was still good. That's when nobody played him.
Right, but people don't do
Yeah.
it now. But I mean, you could put like a some stupid like taunt in front of it and be like, okay, well, I don't have to deal with that right now. But Medivh, you actually have to kill it because he could just really just wreck you. Like you play Fireball, even like God forbid you got like.
But you
know,
can't.
Pyro
No, it
Blast-
doesn't have anything to do with. No, it doesn't have anything to do with Medivh. What are you talking about? You didn't have to kill Medivh.
No,
Just a
you
setup.
do have to kill Medivh because what if you get like what if your opponent had like Pyroblast off of the Cabal's Tome, and all of a sudden they get like a 10-drop.
Yeah, but that's a weapon, you idiot. It doesn't have to do anything with Medivh. Medivh
yeah,
can
yeah.
die.
Oh yeah, true. You're right. I'm being an idiot.
It's like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, you're right. I'm being an idiot. Yeah, so actually that makes it actually even cooler because you even if you kill it, he still has an effect.
Yeah. I don't
So-
know. It seems like a really slow card. That's the problem.
It's really slow.
I
But
think it's worth it though. Like if you, like say you play that 8 and then you play 2 spells after, and you get like 2 minions and you like say remove domains. Yeah, it's not terrible.
Also, it's a
But it's like-
neutral, which is like kind of ridiculous if you think about it.
Yeah,
It just feels like a mage card, but it's like you could play this in Yogg Druid.
yeah,
as
it does
well.
feel like a mage card, doesn't it? Yeah.
You can play Yogg Druid, and then you just go like.
I think this card's gonna see play in the
Bush.
one deck or the other. Yeah.
Yeah, so some deck's gonna make use of it. I don't know if it's gonna be like there, in every single deck, but it's gonna be at least, occasionally played, in competitive. I think.
Yeah. You gotta do one up or two up.
Oh, we got through all of them. That was actually pretty quick. Well, I guess it wasn't that quick. We took a couple hours, but.
Yeah, it took a while because you wanted to talk about fucking Enchanted Raven for 10 hours. This card's gonna be good.
We should go back to Enchanted Raven. Let me just talk about this 1 minute 2-2.
No. Shut up.
All right. Good talk. Good talk.